Hello and welcome to episode 47 of the GrowCast Show. Today with me, I have a close friend of mine, Oei Ai Soen, and she is the founder of Faith Maid Agency as well as the One Club. One standing for Oei Networking and Education. And Oei, I want to start the show by asking the one question that I ask everybody, which is, what does being better than normal mean to you?
For me, being better than normal means is like you have a freely imagine where you want to go, where you want to be, and what you want to go, what you want to do in life, business, career, as a family member, as a head of the family. That's what better than normal mean for me. Why want to be normal? Okay, or why want to be below normal? If you can imagine, and if you can imagine, means you have the chance to do it. Rather than you don't imagine, you don't even have any opportunity. That's what better than normal for me means.
I love it. Makes perfect sense. And Oei, what makes you better than normal?
For now, I can maybe answer. I'm 47. Okay, I've been in the business for 20 over years. I've been a mother for 22 years. Okay, I don't really kind of wonder who am I or why I do what I do. Where should I go or what I want to do. I already been through some road in business and life experience. So what makes me better than normal is I learn to grow and accept myself more and more with all my best and all my strength, all my flaw, all my weakness, and learn how to not tackle. The English, I think better. Learn how to tackle or learn how to adjust. You know, this is your weakness. Find someone that's very good at it. This is your strength. You meet someone that is not good at that and they need your strength. That's where you can contribute. That's what makes me better than normal.
Very nice. And for yourself, I know you do many businesses, but what inspired you to start your business?
Okay, start the business. What inspired me is when I come in Singapore. I was just graduate from university. Okay, and I study finance. Study finance in Indonesia is not as growing finance industry, we call it, right? And when we are in school, the teacher also always tell us either New York, Singapore, or Hong Kong. And the nearest here is Singapore, which is the same climate. Hong Kong will be, the cold. I don't know if I can able to handle it. So that's the idea. I was like, I want to go Singapore so much. How I tell my parents, I really want to go. I finished the school. You can't send me to Singapore and study, but at least I can give it a try to want to work in Singapore because where all the finance industry is working here. This is the Swiss of Europe. So that's what made me come to Singapore. But that was your plan. Life give you can plan a life, but life will give you in different direction. At the end of the day, I didn't know how to find a job or inexperience, okay? And there is not much help from the family because they're in the business. In Indonesia, my family in the business. In Singapore, my family in the business. At the end of the day, it's naturally my direction will go to the business. That's how it started.
And what is the origin story of Faith Maid Agency?
Okay, this origin Faith Maid Agency, how is it start? I was having a mobile phone shop that time. I have 8 mobile phone shop. I'm sitting in one of my main shop, which is I have small office, and there is a maid sit down there. That day is off day, and weekend and not weekday. Usually maid in Singapore all over maid. Okay, 3 country maid, Philippines, Indonesia, Myanmar, they're off on Sunday. But there is some maid, maybe about 5% off on weekday. So happen this maid was on weekday, off on weekday, and she is sitting in my shop because there's nothing much to go, no friend. And I own a mobile phone shop and we're Indonesian. So she looked gloomy and I was taking a break. So I just have a normal chit-chat as casual Indonesian like to do small chat. So I asking, how are you? Then she tell me the history, how the employer. So she said that, I'm a bit sad. My employer don't have much time to talk to me, this and that. So I understand that. I'm in Indonesian, but I was in Singapore for 14 years that time. Okay, so I understand more or less the different culture. So what I tell her is, let me ask you one thing. Do you get paid? Yes. Well, do you eat good? Yes. Did you sleep well? Yes. Is your employer call you all the time? No. So I tell them, what time is your employer wake up? 5 or 6. What time they left house? Sometimes 8. Do they play with the kids more than 10 hours? No, not really. Only Saturday sometimes. Sometimes Saturday, Sunday also they work. Okay, the employer sometimes go kitchen when you cook it and still have a talk 5 minutes with you. I say yes. So let me ask you, whole day they don't even have much time with the family. Do they have really time to talk to you? Then they just laugh and think. Then I tell them, talking to this one. So I tell them they pay you good, they're doing good to you, they give you a little bit freedom, okay? Not because they don't love you, it's different culture. So at the end, they realize, oh, so the mindset is over, not because the employer don't like her or maybe don't really like her service or he don't feel good. I say, you want to make friend, make your own friend, our own kind. We call it your own people. It's our culture having a small talk, a break. If we don't go drink or don't go eat, we talk while eat, while drink and while talk. So that is the culture. So it's not because they don't like. They don't even have much culture of small talk, you know. In here, people is busy. She say, yeah, my employer very busy. So that's the story how it started. And the maid tell me, ayo ma'am, she was Brighton. Then suddenly, ma'am, can you just be agent? You got maid agency, you can open agency. Then I say that, I don't want to sell human. I'm joking, you know. Then she say, you don't selling human. You help me find employer. You've been here for so long. You seems like no Singaporean. Then you know Indonesian, you're Indonesian. Then suddenly stick. And I was like, yeah, why not? That is what agent for. I never know what is agent business in Singapore. Property agent job, I just know that, yeah, it's almost all the agent job is like that. In between the employer and the person who need. That's the story.
Very nice. That's a very beautiful story. So, if somebody wants to look for a maid agency, how do they select the best maid agency?
To select the best maid agency, I can only say depend to the employer. For me, is referral. It works for me before. I use a lot advertisement. We even have the email there where employer made the inquiry, and the employer didn't know that their inquiry actually been sent to about 400 agency. So once they make inquiry, there will be 400 agency chasing to get one fish. Take the one fish. So what I'm doing for me works. It's more to referral. Maybe because I'm already in the market more than a decade also. So when come work with the referral, people already they know our service. Or person already know me. It's a business and they know my business. And you can check my rating in the Google, all my service, all our employer testimonial. So I believe easier is to get someone from someone, you know, who ever take. Or check their Google review. Or go to MOM. If you're really very detailed, you can go MOM and check our service in there to know what is our retention, this agent, how big is this agent, and also of course still go down to one very important is your budget. Some employer they want more the service. I want it to be better. But not everyone. Some they say, okay, I need a little bit budget or everything. Then you can start to comparing the agency. Maybe don't call 10. If you have time, maybe just call 5 or 3. Because honestly, about maid, not the maid agency is the most important. Maid agency is just an agent. We have the maid. You need the maid. We make you the maid. But you must know we don't own the maid. We don't train the maid as like what you want, because every household have a different kind of needs. Like my household, I need more to just cleaning. My kids is big. Some people, they have kids. They don't mind the house, maybe not every day. The bed sheet need to change every week, 2 weeks one time. But me, no, I need 5-day change. Some people, every 3 days you have to change. So it's depend to the household. So why maid agency is actually not buying product. It's a human. It's about connection. It's about how to work together. And also about, will the maid listen to the employer, or will the employer too demanding and expected the maid is actually kind of the maids in the hotel, which is they are very experienced. They have more education. But maid in Singapore, mostly less education. Other than Philippines, I believe there is quite a few of them, certain number of them have higher education.
Makes perfect sense. And where can people find out more about you and the One Club, which is the Oei Networking and Education?
Okay, if you want to find for me about Oei Network Education, I have this, theoneclub.com.sg. Okay, we just have a kind of soft launch. It's not ready much yet, but all the major info is in there. The One Club, and we have another magazine which is haven't upload. We just launched our magazine last month, which is actually last week in Friday, where we profile business people. So there is 2 branding, right? I believe in the market. One is a personal branding. One is your company branding. I work a lot on my personal branding. Only lately I work a lot on my company branding. So at least one day I can don't have to keep on using me to get the sales or to get the info or to get the connection. So that's where you can find me. Or you can find my website, oeiaisoen.com, where I list down all my company in there. As well, I have another 2 small business, which is the direction is not for profitable. I have a school for maid. I charge for free. All they pay is the uniform and the book, which is $30. The school is teaching, before I teaching quite a lot. I now downsizing to only English, Mandarin, and computer. Why I choose these 3? English is the one that it's very benefit them to improve their English. If they get employer who want a proper speaking English, right? Mandarin, this one will benefit them. Once they can able to speak Mandarin, easier for them to speak with the elderly, or they can get able to get higher salary, $50 a month more or $100. And computer, they are women, and some of them, they really wanted to increase. They want to learn more. And to learn computer is not like how to do programming. The computer that we teach is we tell them this is computer, this is the USB, this is a mouse, you can use wireless, you can use wire, the on off, and we teach you what is called browser. Like which is Google, they don't know. Google is a browser, you can just browse for internet and then you can learn type. That's all. The most basic, what is computer and how to type a letter. They don't need Excel. None of them need Excel, but they sometimes want to learn how to type. Meaning it's a simple letter, which is they can write on the paper, but they just want to use it in the computer. And I made them as easy as possible because I used to do a laptop wholesaler. I get the wholesaler laptop, second-hand laptop from here. Singaporean is quite big import from overseas, and they refurbish the laptop and they export out. So I effort to do that. So what I get is I contact my supplier. Sometimes I get it as a very basic that I can get a used laptop with very good condition at $250 to $300. I think it's a very good deal because the shop usually selling it in the City Plaza or Simlin, they're selling it about $500 to $600. And that's how I give him back. But it's a business. Because I registered under private limited, it's easier for me. It's just not a profitable business. It's for me to give him back. And the way I do for them is I tell them, you are mate, I know, okay? You sometimes feel that you want to learn, you're scared. Let me give you a little bit of dignity. So when they study in a place, they wear suits like this. So I tell them, you study and you will feel like you are going to university. Everybody need to feel good.
And Oei, how did you become known as a power networker?
For this one, mostly how I do a power networking. But for me, when it comes to networking, I don't try to put attention. What do I want? What is the need for me when meeting people? I put my heart first. And I put my heart as a person first. I want to connect with a person to know what they're doing or to tell them also what I'm doing. That's it. The likable is very important. Maybe that is because for personality or is the habit that we have in Indonesia. We are usually meeting people, get to know what you're doing, and then let's do some relax. Let's go drink coffee, and then get to know more each other, and then that's all. And don't think about what can you get from someone. That is networking for me. I mean, you will get it one day if you need it. Like, let's say now I'm talking with someone. Wow, there's a lawyer. Then you know she's actually a very good lawyer. Okay? After that, you can have time to go back from home. You know what they're doing. In the future, you need something. You can maybe give a contact again. But if your first impression already good, first impression matter. If they like you, they will just say, okay, this is my staff number. If the person really know you and you give a first impression, usually they will, for my experience, they will just say, okay, what's your problem? Tell me. Or they even can come to my place. That's what usually happened to me. And that's the only advice I can give.
Yeah, makes sense. What are some of the benefits of going for networking events?
Okay, for networking events, I find out why you need to go is you can create collaboration. First is actually for me, it's a business opportunity you can create sales. Okay. Number two is collaborate with someone that you may need. Like example, I have a maid agency, but I don't have much time to do social media and learn all about IT anymore. I met so many people who come to my event. And for us, how many years we don't much in touch? We only say hi, bye. And then when we connect in the event, only taking, okay, what's the latest new? But at the end, because of the event, I see you do more and more. Then the way you explain, when I give you the 10 minutes speaking, you explain more. I say, I rather need this. I rather pay you a few thousand. You do it for me for 1 year. I don't have to do 5 times. Although I know there is a website that you click one, they can submit to all. I know it. Most of the people can know, but you have the time. But I use the time to focus on your business. So when you meet people in the event, right, you can create either first is connection. For me, is make friendship. Okay, the connection, collaboration, sales, opportunity is come along with it. Just like planting seed. Plant first lah. Or make friend when you together want to plant seed lah. Let's go and plant seed lah. Go and plant the seed. By the time the thing is grow or something that we need. Hey, yours one not good, my one not good. What kind of fertilizer you use? That is for me why the networking is important.
Very nice. And for yourself, Oei, how do you prioritize self-care and ensure your own well-being as a single mother in business?
This is easy. Travel a lot, make friend a lot, eat a lot, go out a lot, go spa a lot. and do that before you hit the burnout. The moment you start shouting, the moment you start, your head is like going to explode, Sometimes you can feel it in here hot, then the steam going to come out, okay? This is the time, close everything, this one, I'm leaving. Go where? I don't know. Then I'm already in the spa. Or sometimes it's a bit too much, but I have to stay, You're doing business, you have to stay. Finish it. Just endure it for the first few days or whatever until finish, okay? The moment you finish, click, go somewhere. I mean, for me, that's how I thanks God I have the privilege to do that, okay? Because I also work multiple business, multiple things I have to think. That's my way.
It's very good, very good, very good advice for anybody actually. And for
you don't have to travel outside, yeah? You can just do it. Okay, finish. I learned one thing actually, which is I don't close everything. Go find place that you like. For me, I like Sky, the Swiss Hotel 70th floor. I just coming now because mostly people know me already. I say, can you give me one table? I say, okay. I just sit down there, order one, and I just look at the MBS and I look at Singapore. Wow, so beautiful. Then I tell myself, yes, I cannot go back Indonesia. This is my place.
Very nice. And I mean, I'm sure you've got many inspirations, but what inspired you to become an entrepreneur, especially as a single mother?
Okay, I need to firstly, when I decided to be a single mother, I am being brought up that women cannot do things alone. Women do things behind the man. So as a person, I was in the panic attack. I was in the anxiety and the freak out moment. But as a businesswoman, as a woman, as a mother, I know I have 6 years old. I have to decide how I want to raise her. With fear, we show her that being woman is hard. Being a woman in business is hard. Being divorced is hard. Or I can show you in different way. Okay. And then I'm staying in one of the most expensive country in the world. I already have 8 mobile shop before I decided to be single, and I took about 4 shop to run. So I have to make a choice, about 3 tough choice. What do I want? As a woman, I kind of a bit hippie style. I actually like freedom. Don't do anything, can just sit down there, can listen music, don't have any responsibility. And I believe everyone want that too, right? So how I decided to combine all these 3. I just tell myself, what do I go at? The same thing. I go in organizing things. I'm very good in ordering people, which is, that is what my staff make a comment. When they make a comment, I tell them, you do the ordering, I do the work. So after that, I decided, if I want to raise someone, if the tree is the tree, this kind of the wind, turn left, turn right, the tree move, turn left and turn right, the fruits will learn, tree is like that. Okay? Because the fruits come from the tree. But if the tree is steady and strong, no matter what wind come, okay, no matter what, maybe someone tried to hack. Thanks God, I don't have much yet. People use not parang, what do you call it, that one? The one to cut the tree or something, try. And the tree is still there because it's too strong and it's too big. It's not too big, by size is big, okay? It's too big. I believe the tree, when they fall from the tree, and they don't need to hang on the tree, and they look at it, I think they will learn. Because this is how they're being absorbed, the nutrition they absorb. So that's what made me make the decision that time. I got to be strong, no matter what, because that's the decision I make. And then I have to run the business because that is what I'm good at for the past 10 years, my experience in Singapore. Okay. There is other good thing I go, like eating, going out. That is one thing I go. But as a business, I need that.
Very nice. And so for yourself, how do you maintain a healthy work-life balance while being a single mom and an entrepreneur?
I can say maintaining is I got a lot of help. For me is pray a lot. And I believe what I do or what I achieve now is all God's plan or God's way or God's lesson. My road is not straight. My road is like this. Something roller coaster. Something can stuck and staring at the wall. Okay. But I believe that is His way. That is His way of my learning. Even though the problem that I have. And of course, with a lot with the family. Okay. With the family help. My mom and my brother, siblings, my father used to fly, every day. My mom's staying here almost permanently. But my dad I'm the princess. I'm the most spoiled. I'm the most pampered. I'm the most entitled in the family. I'm the only girl. So how to maintain the work balance? All my flaws, which is people say is flaws, I turn it to something become my drive. I turn it to something become drive, right? So my stubbornness become my tenacity. Okay, I can direct this one, and we can say like the way that as my selfishness, or people say selfishness, the things that I always get, I turn that thing into business. So most of my business, I either make money or break even. There is one or two is break even. Then I say, not worth my time, or not fun anymore. It's not adventurous anymore. And then my entitledness, meaning that I always entitled, people always follow my way. At the end, giving me the that direction. Most of the time, I am a boss. I never work. My dream is actually work for people, but I haven't get it. So that's how I can balance out when being single mom and entrepreneur. I use my traits when the pressure of business is come. I use life experience and my traits into the business, and it works for me so far.
I'm glad it's amazing. And what advice would you give to other single mothers who aspire to start their own business?
Okay, this one for single mother, right? For being single mother is a different situation. Being single without kids, okay, or being a man, because single mother is a woman. So usually what I advise the woman is try to know and aware and accept. If you're able to take out the idea of I'm a woman, okay, I'm no different with a man. We have the same almost everything other than our finger, this one, and our gender. Okay, although I know gender now can be changed or whatever, but we put that aside. Okay, there's only 2 categories before. Now I accept it. There's many categories. Okay, why all these people talking about equality? So first thing, you need to accept that you are a single mom, but if you can put the single woman mom as I am a person, that is number 1, right? And number 2, I always say is find what do you need. What do you go at? From what do you go at? Thinking about, can you make what do you go at as a business? And after that, start to think, who need it? So we call it customer. First, what do you go at? Can you turn to this into business? Find where do you sell this? After you know where do you sell all this, then you start planning. Don't plan to start. Okay, I go doing cake. Okay, I want to sell this cake. I want to sell how much this. You don't even know yet. Are you good at it? Okay, you're very good. You know, housewife. Let's say I'm a housewife, example, and I'm very good in cooking. The first thing I'm going to do is usually that was me. The first time I'm going to do is what kind of cake I want to sell. Number 2, where I want to sell this. Pasar malam, cafe, or put in the cafe, or put in the bakery. We call it consignment. Or sell it online with all the auntie. What kind of auntie? You want the carousel auntie, or you want high-end auntie, or whatever? Okay, so depend. You can see on your own environment. Are you in the auntie environment? Are you in the middle class environment? Are you in the high-end environment? That was your customer base already. That's how you're gonna sell. And then from there, then you can start what kind of planning. What is the venue that you wanna do? That was only my idea. And there is one key point. If you really wanna go to business, there is one thing you really need to be ready. If you like a steady, calm life, like a lake, or maybe just like a river or something, don't go into business. You're a businessman as well. Businessman is exciting. It's adventurous. You can go down and down. You can go up and down anytime you want. Means you can stop the roller coaster or not anytime you want, according to your time, not according to someone telling you to do because they pay you. And there is one thing. You got to be ready, your heart, with the roller coaster life. Every businessman I asking, they all like, yeah, that's true.
Tell us about your first business that you started.
Actually, the first business that I started is failed, but there is a good lesson. I was supplying the wholesale spectacle. We produce from Taiwan, Hong Kong, and China. We distribute it to Singapore and Indonesia. Okay, the reason of fail, I can say, is inexperienced, too ambitious, with high overhead, warehouse, and salary with even the staff, which is mostly what in focus that you need in business is sales. And after we learn for that, I start my second business, which is a mobile phone shop with very low overhead. That's where we start to shoot up, become 8 mobile phone shop, 30 offer staff. It's because since then, all my business, the first thing, the key point is sales. Number 2 is low overhead and very efficient or practical overhead.
And what do you consider as your biggest challenges that you have faced, and how did you overcome them?
The biggest change is when I have a shock. My first experience is when our shop is being robbed. We have 8 mobile phone shop, and 4 of our stock, the stock of the mobile phone, which is left in the main office, men's store been stolen. So on one day, you have 8 mobile phone shop, but only 4 have the stock. The other 4 is been stolen. There was a big blow that I have. We never have a standby, the security. So from that experience, we learned that everything you do, you need to have a plan B or a standby reserve. I think I can believe standby reserve to able to overcome the unexpected thing. So cash flow, other than cash flow and the stock, you need to have plan B and some saving for the backup plan. This is the 2 things, plan B and some saving.
Very nice. And is it easy, Oei, for yourself? Is it easy being a female entrepreneur?
If you ask me 20 years ago or even 15 years ago, I may say not easy. Okay. But after 20 over years in the business, I realized that there is no difference being female entrepreneur and being male entrepreneur. The difference again is in the gender. Okay. And both have the pro and cons. Yes, female entrepreneur, we sometimes use emotional, empathy more, okay, than the man, okay? Sometimes we even consider it, we know this is impractical or it's not logical, okay? But we make the decision because we consider any other things. And for the man, you being wired with all the logical, okay? You just know, okay, I need to go there. This is the only way, okay? If I do the other way, it's not practical because I have to make a detour. But it's for the woman when we make a detour, okay, once we make a detour, everyone can reach in the same way. Instead of forcing someone to do a one way, which is very practical, logical, and efficiency. So there's only a difference, I believe. Both have the pro and the cons to being female and to being male.
Very nicely said. And for yourself, Oei, what would you say are the pros and cons of a transfer maid, experience maid in overseas and a new maid as well? So maybe if I could just ask you the question again, what are the pros and cons of having a transfer maid, an experience maid, or a new maid?
Okay, for the transfer maid, you have the maid in Singapore. You can able to interview the maid in person. And there is another part that is the pro is the expenses that you get is lower because their loan is lower. For the experienced maid, okay, they already experienced work in Singapore. They know what they're doing. I mean, it's not they know what they're doing to your family, to previous family, okay? So you don't have to take the basic things in Singapore, okay? There is one, the cons is their expenses is a little bit higher because you as employer have to pay their loan to bring them into Singapore. And once they're in Indonesia, the cost is higher than they already in Singapore. For the fresh maid, there is 2 things. The good thing is you get a fresh free product. Take it like a computer. You can install any software you want, any speed you want. They will listen and learn because they're new. Okay? The other cons, do you have time and patience? When you have time and patience, you can teach them. It's win-win solution. That's the 3 different transfer. Experienced maid who is in overseas or the fresh maid who is in overseas.
Singaporeans though, Oei, what are common reasons Singaporeans get helper?
For the Singapore, when they take helper, the reason is majority is kids and elderly. It's about 10-20% they need someone to clean the house. But most of it, they have a kids at home or they have elderly or they even have both. This is the main key reason. Very rare, we have single people who need maid, although mostly is they stay single and they have a medical condition. So they need maid. Although they are not yet elderly, they are in the 50s, in the 40s or in the 30s and they got no family staying with them and it's dangerous for them to stay alone, then there is the case. So we have to submit a different kind of special inquiry to do that. But the only 3 main reasons that was kids, elderly and cleaning and cooking the house.
And for yourself, Oei, what would you say is the main difference between name card collecting and real networking?
Okay, the name card collecting, you have 1,000 name cards. You call people one by one. There is no difference with find people phone number outside and call them one by one. Although you have the name card, but people don't remember when do you meet them. I don't carry name card for years because the more I give my name card, the more they call. Then they ask me to remember where did I go. I can't even remember what I ate yesterday, which restaurant I ate yesterday, right? So now networking is about impression. I met you, your impression good. I can remember, oh, that guy, oh, that young guy. Okay, the first impression when we met, right? Oh, that young guy, smart, ambitious, he know what he do, his direction is straightforward. That's it, that's called networking. So networking is go and meet someone, be your best self, don't bring your worst self, don't bring your mood there, put aside, I'm a woman, I can put aside the mood and the emotional and be your best self in the business or in the work or in your career and then go network. Show them that color. Don't need to use any mask. Make it nice, make it this. We can use makeup, of course, sometimes. and dress up. That's it.
What advice would you give to business owners who are just starting to explore networking as a growth strategy?
Networking is after doing this in 24 years in Singapore, and I even now making it official. For the past 10 years, actually, I do networking, but I mostly call it gathering with friends. And this past half a year, I doing it networking, becoming a club, which is a regular meeting. So there is a schedule, there is a time, I cannot just do it as I wish. I realize it's almost the same what we're doing in Indonesia. I believe everyone know they call it Thai high tea, or the guy which is Singaporean doing it to almost everybody around the world actually doing it. Car club, cigar club, whiskey club, or whatever. That was networking. It's the same thing. The difference is just they don't use the word of networking. We go there, have fun, get to know each other. After the networking, if something come up, I think I can collaborate with that person, or maybe I can, I want to do that. I can ask experience from him, just like the beginning. I know you're doing that. I know you're doing funnel for so long. I just don't want, it's not don't want. I just don't need that time. This kind of thing. After a few months, right? You met me, you tell me, you need this. You already know I need this. I tell him, no. Not now, maybe not, maybe this. So many excuses that I give. And somewhere along the way, months, I tell you, Vicky, I need to meet you. Finish. That's called networking. You already implant something, or we call it, you already implant the seed onto it.
Very nice. And I know, Oei, that your daughter is also an entrepreneur. Tell us a bit more. How did your daughter get started as an entrepreneur?
Okay, how she started actually is all coincidentally. When she was teenager, when you still kids below 12, you're buying things, you're excited, this and that. The moment they become teenager, what you buy, they don't use. They want their own thing. They start want to have this and that. And I have a niece stay with me when my daughter 15 or 14, the niece is 18. So they come and stay together, become like sister. Then I realize how can be, I get to buy this and that. I already busy work, want to plan for holiday, plan this. Sometimes they always say, Mommy, Ai, there is more and more. But they are young. This is how young people, right? So I was thinking, if I keep on like this, so means I got another job. They have to entertain their inquiry. Why don't I teach them how to find their own thing instead of the allowance money? The allowance will be not enough sometimes. So that's where I started. I tell them, the cousin like to do makeup, so she study makeup. My daughter, any girls like to do. So at the end, they try, want to do makeup artist. Works. She study makeup artist, and then they both like to do all the nail, all the makeup to try. But nail is the one that they try. So what I do, I say, but I don't like this. You go and learn on your own. And kids is speed lighting to learn. I order from China one whole set, everything they need. I order for them. They do it. They do themselves. The maid, the mom, my nail not really. I'm not gonna give you my nail when not pro. So they learn and do it. Learn from YouTube, and they become professional. They even start their business. They already can do nail and nail art. All learned by YouTube and internet and all the professional nail nail supplier company. And from there, they start a business from home. And that's where I come from, is when they ask how much, how they're scared. When they charge $10 per nail, I say, no, you can't do 50. I say, no, cannot, too expensive. That's where my teaching comes slowly. So now they know what to do, so they don't really even come to me.
Very nice. So
other than advice.
So very nice. So if let's say anybody wants to raise entrepreneur kids, because that's very important, right? So what advice would you give for parents who want to raise entrepreneur kids?
I only can say at the beginning, support them, because at the beginning, they are really full of questions, just like us, anything in business. They are curious, they want it. But the encouragement, for me, I can call it the guts. The curiosity is in there. The needs, the want is in there. Maybe not needs, the want is in there. The curiosity is in there. But the guts is not everyone can have it, right? So if you are already parents, whether you are entrepreneur or not, all you need to do is just be there for them. Push them. You don't have to push so hard, or just be there, encourage them, ask them what do you need, or what can I do? Keep on say that I believe in you. Whether you don't say that if you fail, so what? Always the word say that if you really cannot make it, it's an experience. At least you know. Like my two girls, they know, the makeup, to become a makeup artist is not an easy. Doing nail is easy, and they still can distribute their art lesson, and they make money out of it. By 15, my daughter 16, that was the lowest. The lesser she asking something. 17, she buy her own iPhone. Her MacBook, her TV, her laptop, and all the salon now is funded by her. My beginning, my cost is very little for both of them.
Very nice. And so for yourself, Oei, how do you involve children in business, if at all?
For me, is how I involved at the beginning in my business. I'm a family business, very small business in the family style. So my daughter is often come to my shop. My maid bring, my mom there. So she see how I do things. We do it small business. We do it all. Although I have a staff, I will give a certain thing. We will give the staff to do. So they saw how I source for supplier. I never say, why I need supplier? Why I need sales? Why I need... When you do business, you don't have time to whining. You only have time. I need sales. I find a way. I need stock. I need a better stock, the best quality. I have to find it. I need to make the office in order. I have to supply this. I need to find a good staff. I need to supply. Then slowly the branding and everything. So they saw it from the young. So when they start their own business, they never say that, so leceh. I have leceh. So hard for me to go and find this, to find that. What they do is, okay, I want to do nail. What I need? Okay, beginning give me a nail set. After that, where should I get it? Do I want China product, Taiwan product, Hong Kong, Japan, or Hong Kong, Japan, and Korea. So that is the first thing. They start by China and then Taiwan, and after that they start Korea and Japan. Now the product is Korea and Japan. That's how they do. So they never see that situation is a problem. They see this situation either need to solve or need to improve or need to change. That's what I can say. I analyze for my kid. I'm happy for it.
What strategies are most effective for growing your customer base?
For me, is keep more sales. Because by keeping more sales, that's where you're increasing the number of your customer. By you knowing your product, your company, your strength, and your benefit of the company that you can serve your client, more easier for you to know where to target, where is the location that you want to look for the customer, and what kind of business strategy that you need to do, what kind of sales funnel that you need to use, what kind of social media marketing that you need to use.
And how do you stay innovative and adaptable in a rapidly changing market?
This one I can say that you can update with the latest trend. What is the new social media strategy? Because social media at the end of the day will always go to the business side. And of course, the strategy is rapid market. So far, the networking and meeting new people and meet the right people is still the most benefit for my business as a maid agency.
Very nice. And how does Faith Maid Agency help select the right helpers?
Okay, for us, usually how we ask is we need to know your job scope. Your house job scope means what kind of house, how many people in the house, what is the main objective you want to take maid. Whether you want to take maid for your kids, taking care of your kids, elderly, or you have a kids and there is an elderly at home company the maid, or more of it, you taking care of your own kids, your elderly is still healthy, but you want the maid assist you in the household because you can't keep up with the, it's too tiring to keep up with the household and the routine. So the maid taking part of that position. So that is mostly we ask, that is the most basic. Your household, what do you need from the maid? And lastly, usually we ask, which country maid of you want? Are you okay with only Indonesian? I'm specialized only Indonesian. Number 2 is what kind of maid that you want, which is I tell in the previous one, whether the transfer or the maid is in Singapore or the maid is in Indonesia. Experienced, but they are in overseas and they want to come back and work.
Very nice. And what is the motto of Faith Maid Agency?
Our motto is mostly is as transparent as possible as we can to explain the rules that employed by MOM. And we try our best to always interview the maid as detailed as possible to tell them the previous job and what do they want and what they can do. Okay, and asking the employer what the job scope and what inquiry that they need and what type of maid that they need. Maybe they have kids very active. Of course, they need the young one. They have elderly. You give the young one, usually they cannot handle the elderly comment or emotion. So we give the older one. So usually that's how we entertain our client with our motto. And we always keep them to understand that we are not the parents of the maid. I don't know how other agency work, but for me, I never try to work a sales talk to close the sales and tell you this maid is good. Because if I close you, say the maid is good, my word is important. I take responsibility of it. If I say this maid is good, they work for you and it's not good. And how do I know the maid is good? Because this is not my household. You have your own household. The maid have their own experience. We agent, our job is to match you. Means we use data to match and then we let you interview. And there is no 100% guarantee that the maid can match. If our employer come to us, they say that, can you guarantee me the maid? usually we tell them, madam, sorry, that's not our motto.
Very nice. And how does someone hire a maid in Singapore?
If you want to hire a maid, first thing is by law is you need to have a 30,000 income. Number two, you have the requirement to hire a maid. Like to taking care of kids again, elderly, or cooking and cleaning a house because you have too big. But if you are single, like I say just now, if you're single, let's say you're 40 years old single or 50 years old single or man, and you need a maid. The question is, the maid for what? To clean in the house? Unless you stay in the landed, bigger house, then you can write a letter that I need the maid to help me. I couldn't do it alone. Medical is confirmed they can give you because medical is for sure. The maid come to Singapore, government allow us to have is to ease or to help us in our daily life.
Very nice. And how do you maintain and nurture relationships with your network over time?
To maintain the nurture relationship is, I remember one of my mentor lately just tell me, these few months, you take care and make connection more the people who support you before. So it's like you make an event, this friend always bring their friend, and they even say thing about, this networking is good. That one is the one that you need to taking care of. Means they have affinity to your business, to your networking. They know the benefit. So they are like your free advocacy or advocator for you. This is the one that you need to taking care of. Any opportunity you get, any deals that you get, they are the first one that you're offering for this one. And then for nurturing relationship, I got another one. Don't take it too personal. Sometimes in business and networking, some people do things just because of you. So don't take it too personal. This is business. They don't like you as a business or person. They won't do things for you. But just because of you, whether they believe or know or don't know your business, just because of you, they will do it.
Tell us more about your current monthly, the One Club and the Oei Networking and Education. How did it start?
Okay, how did it start is before COVID, I already done a lot of gathering for the past 10 years with my group of business people. Mostly all business and you're one of it, right? All the people who really learning, upgrading, learning new thing. Mostly all business people, about more than 100 of us. We met in the same teacher, which is called JT Fox. So I only networking with them. I make a lot of event almost every month, but the event is not formal. I think you believe. So what I'm doing usually, I leverage what I know. I know this one have a buffet. This person do wine. This person have event or restaurant. Okay, what I have is the contact of all the friends. So every time when I say, okay, it's time to meet that friend because sometimes work is stress, right? So I call and I text everyone one by one. Last time broadcast, it works. Now you can't broadcast. So I broadcast 200, I usually will get a reply. So it's very normal. I always have this event, but never formal. After COVID, and COVID for 3 years, we can't do all this gathering. After COVID, I say, I need this. Because in the past, when I do that, my business benefit, my referral come non-stop. Because I'm meeting people all the time. 200 people, not all the time they meet each other. But whenever I make event, all of them meet me. And they remember my business. So after that, I say, I need to make networking. But who? Where? How it started? I do one more time broadcast. 150 people, 12 people respond. So what I do the next, improvise. I say, I know you, but you don't need me all the time, and maybe your friend. So it's just a rapport when I know you. So I add in another thing is, can you bring one of your friend that I don't know? From then, it's become 20 on that first event. Minus me and my staff is 18 actually come. But there is 8 new people that I don't know. So I just networking with the new people. The 10 one networking with their own because some of them never meet up each other. So I have new 8 network. After the event, I was thinking, because the next day, another event, I have 10 new people. After the first event, I was like, hey, this can work. All I need is the people that I know, that I tell them, can you bring your friend? I know you, you know me, I know your business, give me one new one. That's how it starts.
And what advice would you give yourself, Oei, if you would restart all over again?
This is the question that when you give me, I remember I don't know how to answer last night. If you ask me to all over again, it's tough question because I've been in the life that I kind of like accepting the things that failed or not works in my life because I don't see it as a failure. I see it as a lesson. I don't, there's nothing much I want to change because start all over again means I have to change a lot of things. Unless you start over a new business. I don't normal. I done it all the time. I just started 2 new business this year. So if you say start all over again means I want to change something. Maybe one thing, health. Maybe one thing that in my youth, before I started the business, maybe I I should put the health and my health and the activity above more priority, because amongst the way when you are busy and this and that, mostly our health and our time is not limited, because our mind keep on telling us you have to work, which actually sometimes we are sitting, but we are working, but we are sitting, but the body is not working. Only one thing, if I can start all over again, not my business, not my life, I'm happy with where I am. My flaws, my mistake become a lesson, my failure becomes a lesson. Health, put some onto it. It's the best if you have health, you are health conscious and you're making it a business. For me, that I find out that is the best business that can do.
Very nice. And what advice would you give your 20-year-old self?
Okay, stop being too scared and stop overthinking. Since 20 over years, since I was 20, I was doing mostly when I want to do something. I never just rush doing it. Sometimes, but very rare. Mostly, I make a time to just know about it 20 to 30%. Sometimes even 10%. Just because of my guts, I do it. And I can say 90% of the things that I do, based on that, beginning is the guts tell me to do. I do the research 20-30%. It works. And there is a few business that I plan it. I already have 70% plan laid out. What I do this and that. The moment I do it not works. Because I'm taking too much time. I too careful and this one. I don't even know the market need it or not. And how long my time I waste. So since 20, the one that works for me is the don't overthink, plan. We call it like staircase. You want to go up to the 10th staircase. Just plan the first 1, 2, 3, how you go up. By the time you go 1, 2, 3, and you realize, hey, I got more sales. I got more things to carry. Then when you go to the 4th to 10th step, that's where you start taking a break for a while and keep on doing.
Great. And what advice would you give your 30-year-old self?
Oh, this one. When you're in the 30s, family is calm, part and everything. When you are at the age, you press the gear as deep as possible, as fast as possible that you can. And sometimes family is also play part on it, right? When the kids is still a bit smaller on that time. If you're married in the 20-something like me, it's okay. The 30 years old that commonly people have is in my 20s actually. I'm 47, my daughter is 21. So when I was 20-something, my daughter is already kids. I'm 30-something, my daughter teenager, right? But for normal people, mostly it's in their 30. That's where they have their kids. And that is the time that the gear we have to press hard, because our time, our energy, our opportunity will be there. So if I give him myself, my 20s, which is in my late 20s, which is normal people 30s, is take a break once a while, take it like you put in petrol. Once you drive maybe 200 kilometers, take a break.
Oei, can you share a particular proud moment as a woman and as an entrepreneur?
As a woman, my proud moment is how I raised my daughter, when she got an award from the school, when she's doing good girls, she being kind to people. And then when my daughter learned she want to be independent, she want to do her own money. She didn't want to burden me, which is I never complain, I can able to, but she wanted to have her own business because she say, I want to pay my own bill. She buy her own iPhone. So she have her own dignity and her own independence that she want to do, and she didn't want to stay in my shadow. Okay, and for business is when I go out, met a few business friends, have the same situation, we are in the same boat, different boat, but with the same journey, as a business people, the roller coaster, the problem, but the fun, the freedom, the flexibility that we have. And when I can see that I can able to pay the staff have a stable life too, they can pay their own bill. I can see my parents that less worry about me, that I am a woman, as they see is woman is behind the man and stay in one of the most expensive country in the world, and I can did it, and I can have make more friends. I think that is more fulfilling for me. That is like, okay, you're gonna doing well. I don't have to worry you're gonna fall or you're gonna collapse or you're gonna break one day.
Of course. And so for yourself, Oei, how does your agency give back to society?
Okay, for this, I started my agency 11 years ago. About 9 to 10 years ago, we started by, we're giving free food in the shop. It started by Indonesian like to gathering, chit chat and small chat. So what I do, I prepare food for like beginning start from 20, 30 people in the box. Then we eat together, buffet style, disposable plate. And after slowly become 40, 50, 80, then I start to buy table. I start to buy all all the buffet thing. So it's become like a mini buffet in my office. They cram and they come to my shop and become more. Sometimes we can do 100 because from 9 o'clock until 6 o'clock that we always prepare the food, top up the food. Until coffee happened, we couldn't do buffet because you cannot gathering. So we changed it to a packet food. So I will distributing about 100 to 200 packet food. That is one. And about 2 years ago, 2022, I opened a school for maid. On that time, we still charging because we rent the place. Our overhead still have. It's about 350 per 3 months. And last year, I opened again. We closed for 1 year. Then I opened again in City Plaza near my place. I only charge 200 because at the beginning, I still don't know how to handle it. How to calculate the money. And at the end, after I run 4 months or 3 months, I say, no, I don't have to charge. I can make it free. So from April until now, we start to give him free course. All they pay is their own uniform. I order the uniform. So like I told you, they will feel like they go university. Although they only learn English. They don't English, they learn is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Okay, and then they learn Mandarin, basic Mandarin, like how at home. And we also learn computer as a basic computer. What is computer? Where is the key point? What is the mouse? What is the browser? So this is the two things I give back. Okay, my life is about me. They help me to giving. Because of them, I have a business. This is my giving way back to society.
And what is the difference, Oei, between hiring a maid agency or direct hiring the maid on your own?
Okay, in Singapore, there is a gray area. You don't have to use agency actually. In the past, when I just started, there is about more than 50,000, I think, employers still direct hire. Because I have a friend in embassy, the counselor told me that there is more than 50,000. So it's about 20% or 10% still use direct hire. Mean there's no agency. They can apply direct to MOM. Slowly, embassy, I think, make a inquiry that because there is so many cases in between, when you do direct hire, there is only one contract, employer and maid. And most of the time, maid don't know anything. They just sign, they got job can already. Okay? So when the law is not applied, like the salary on time, rest, working time, is not in the contract, there's nothing much can do. There's no weakness. When you do agency, okay, some employers say, I got my own maid. I can apply. Why I need you? We are the third party that MOM allowed to become an agent. When you do agent, we have 3 contracts between me and you. What my role? I service you with all documents to make sure that you follow law, and I pass you the MOM law. And there is a contract between you and the maid. I will make sure that you agree that the maid know what you're asking, and the maid know that how much you pay, and the maid also aware the off day and term and condition and the job scope and the rules. And there is a contract between me and the maid that we are the one who match you with the employer. And you have the loan that when we bring you out from Indonesia, that loan is not my money. It's the employer pay to us to bring you. So you have to aware that the loan is between you and the employer. So there is 3-way contract. There is 3 separate contract between 3 persons. And for agent, we bound by law. MOM say A, follow A. MOM say B, follow B.
Why should business owners come for the One Club?
Okay, why you have to come? We don't have joining fee. Now we have a website. We will put our member in there. You don't have to pay membership fee for yearly. We will charge a registration fee one time because we have to pay our IT guy. So we will charge our membership, not membership fee, we call it joining fee, 58. We call it admin fee. If you come for our event, monthly event, which is mostly as Hilton, there is no fee. All you pay is buffet. We have a buffet from Hilton. Will cost you 35 to 45, depend to the month that I am dealing with Hilton. Okay, you pay for the buffet. The venue is at my dealing with the Hilton, and the event is free. And what do you get from the event? You will have a business presentation. You have a chance to speak. Okay, the speak is between 1 minute to 2 minutes, depend to the size of participant. If you have more than 40, everyone only have 1 minute. So you have a air time to tell people what do you do. And you also have an education. So lately in the past 3 months, I bring 3 speakers. Minimum 3 speakers. Each speaker will speak about 10 minutes. They will share you their expertise. Okay, they are not selling. So in my event, no selling, no pushing. They can show their price. You know, they are doing business. They have a program like me. I have my agency fee. Everybody have their own price, right? Okay, so they can show you, they can tell you, they can promote their business, they can promote themselves, either themselves or their business in my event. But before they promote, they have to give you an education. What is this? Why the latest AI important? Why what Vicky doing is sales funnel is important? Sales funnel is very important now for social media. I don't have time time to market myself in 6 social media. I'm not doing social media. I'm a businesswoman. So that's what our event do. And then the networking opportunity, as I say in my previous interview, how important is the networking? You can come with casual. The time is not long, 6 to 10 o'clock. But mostly people don't want to leave by 10. 10 after that, they will go down and they go somewhere else. That is networking. So there is less pressure, more casual, yet it's still professional. The layout that I made is we call it round table. They call it round table, that everyone have a chance to see everyone. And there is one more special thing. I'm the only networking give you my database. My database is, you have to agree when you come to, I know you don't have to. If you don't agree, I don't share. So what I'm doing is, when you come to my event, in that event 4 hours, you're networking with 3 or 4 people only. Okay, the time is not enough. It's 3 hours. You're eating 1 hour, so you only have 2 or 3 hours to do networking, right? So after the event, my manager will text you the contact of all the people come to that event. Their phone number, their email, and what industry are they. Unless they are not agree, I will pull them out from the member. But when they pull out themselves, means they also don't have the data of other 39 people. That was the networking I'm doing. So I'm giving you value for that.
Very nice. I love it as well. And why is it important to be friends or likable first rather than straight away ask for business?
Okay, this is something that maybe I learned it when I was in Indonesia, or something that is normal. People like to do business. People like to do business with people they like. Do you like to buy something from someone who is grumpy? You go to Little India, Chinatown or whatever, they come. How much this one? $10. It's like you owe them money. You give them money, you owe them money. And then the rest, one more thing. When come to do business, it's not just all about the business. It's about who's selling it or who. People buy us. Sometimes in business, I only believe people buy us. There is 1,200 agency in Singapore. Okay, why they choose my agency? Maybe because they already know me. That's how I know when I do my referral at the beginning. And then when people know you, if you have certain character that congruent or mix or they like from that, so they know, okay, I can trust this person. I can do I can do with this person. Or my friend one, I can refer to this person. That's what I'm talking about. How important is to be who you are first before you start pitching someone. Business will always come along. And the most important is know each other, know what your business, show your true self, or you can share that this is good. Show your passion. I was thinking about important is the passion. Like when talking about me, ask me about me. You will see I will non-stop talking about how Maid life, how Indonesian culture, this and that. I only usually show my passion. It works for me until my employer tell me, okay, I think enough. What is the agency fee? Where is the contract? Mostly that's happened to me.
Very nice. And for yourself, Oei, why are you known as the Queen of Deals?
Okay, Queen of Deals. As a queen, yes, I think I am. For the Queen of Deal, that one I'm not sure. Maybe you should ask people that I share business with before or I helped before. Because for me, what I'm doing is throughout all my network, when I know what's their business, and when we meet someone, we talk, we share. I have, like example, before you have a problem, then you need me, okay? And then your wife wanna do Indian maid, and I only specialize Indonesian maid, but I'm expert in maid. So what I'm doing is I can just give you the tips. I remember I talked to you for more than half an hour. You come to my office, I give you. I don't get your deal. That's what I'm doing. When we are doing deals or when we are doing networking, give first. It's not because I want you to in the future to this one. It's like a plant seed. When you give first or you give info first, in the future you need, when you call, people will remember, oh, this person never asked me anything, never asked me for this one. So that's my point. That's why my friend tell me, you got so many deals. Where you get all this? I say, I don't know. People just come. Oh, I got this deal. You got any friend that need? So what I'm doing something, okay, I broadcast for you. So that's where I get it. Maybe you can check. Queen, I know. But Queen of Deals, I'm not sure. Ask the person.
And for yourself, Oei, how do you handle the pressure of being a sole provider for your family while running a business?
Okay, for this one, still again the same. Pray a lot. Go for quiet place, or we call it meditation. For me, I went to the retreat place in the church, which usually at the mountain, a lot. Travel a lot. Eat a lot. Met a lot of friends. Okay, go listen music a lot. Go to the spa a lot. That's it. That was my balance up as a single person to run a business. And as a single mom, and the sole provider for my family.
Very nice. And it was an amazing conversation that I had with Oei. But I do want to ask Oei one last question, which is, Oei, how do you manage the dual responsibilities of running a business and taking care of your family?
It seems like dual. When come to dual last night, when I remember, I want to ask this, what do I want to say? I still remember one word is about my date, about my late date. Say, when I decided to be single at the time, means I decided to run my business and my life with someone, okay? My dad is a person who loved me the most. I'm the princess, I'm the selfish one, the stubborn one, the entitled one, the always want it all. He was sad, then say that out of, not to try to make me down or anything, he just say, you're now single, you're like a cripple in your life that run your life alone. So out of my love to him, I'm not angry, out of my love to not make him sad or whatever. That was the time that I made the decision also how to be strong and how to do it myself and doing it as my best. I tell him this one thing, Pa, do you remember the ballet? You bring me ballet when I was young, although I'm not become ballerina, but more or less you know the basic of ballet. The key point and the best moment when do ballet is when they fly, jumping with one leg, but they still have to use two legs when they land. And there is one moment is when they do rotate. Do you see they do rotate and the leg both on the floor? They only have one leg and the other leg is up. So I telling my dad, let me show you how one leg, you say a cripple, right? There's a cripple means it's not used to, right? Let me show you how the ballerina perform with one leg. And here I am 15 years later. I think I'm still happy. I still smile and my smile is still my smile. Okay. My style is still from the heart. I mean, it's not fake it. So that's it. I turn we call it the worries, the unhappy situation, or we call it not easy situation to do it alone, to be my drive. And I find something that can relate it to the things that wonderful will just using one. Because the imagination that I have, the impression that I have, one leg, right? One leg means it's not complete. But what is it one leg can do and perform when the ballerina? So that was being my motivation all along until now.
Very nice. And that's a beautiful story to wrap up the show with Oei. And that was episode number 47. And I had Oei. And I will see all of you at episode number 48. See you soon.